I got a request to do a Hollywood type movie. They didn't specify names or a movie, so I picked Snow White and the Huntsman and Chris Hemsworth and Kristen Stewart. Before you get your panties in a bunch, yes, it's acting. And yes, they are going to be mimicking. But all of their acting and all of their mimicking comes from their experiences in life. And just like you can tell when someone is faking or lying, you can tell when you watch the movie. We're not really going to be looking for that because they're acting. We're just going to look for the little tiny tells that, that's kind of like their normal thing. Just the little stuff I think would be very interesting and possibly help you with the opposite sex out in the real world. So let's get started. All right, this is like the first scene. He has her in an embrace, but notice where his hands are. It's here and separate from her skin. She has her head into his shoulder and this arm into his side. Kristen is seems like a very touchy-feely individual. She's always leaning in, and it's not just men, it's men and women. A very puppyish type mannerisms. And you see it in all her movies. We'll see it. We'll point out more, but this is just the beginning of how much physical contact that she has to have in this moment. And I'm sure the comments are already flying. When you have an individual that you're forced to be that close contact with, and you're not comfortable or you find it inappropriate, for instance, during this filming, he's married and she has a significant other. You try and keep it very professional, but getting your work done. Whereas you would keep, you would do what you had to do. If you had to touch him, you touched him. So in this particular scene, it's not a love scene, so you would have the hostage mentality and try and keep at minimum physical contact. So the butt would be pushed out away from him. The arms would not be touching him. They would be towards the axe or something, somewhere where she's not, in a sense, wrapping her body around his front. Whereas he stands tall, he's not leaning into her down here, which for men will understand, this part is not leaning in, it's straight. This part is leaned in because this is where the action is going on. Again, I say Kristen Stewart here, she's leaning in. Like I said, she leans in to her objects. I want you to watch. I don't have slow-mo on this particular program I'm using, but watch as she says, as each sentence that she says, she leans into each one.
Just for argument's sake, how much reward?
However much is enough.
Leaned in.
30 gold pieces, no way.
100.
Leaned in. She's other than the fact that she overly exaggerates her acting, she is a very leaned in person. Now, she just won the argument with the troll, and obviously when they're filming this is not an actual troll sitting there. It's probably somebody with a pole with a where to look square on it or ball on it. This is where the face is. But she leans into this too. The individual that is over here giving her where the eyes should go. Like I said, she's a very leaned into person. And if we go a little bit further back, notice as he grabs her, he's just grabbing arms. Grabbing arms, grabbing arm. Body is not leaned into her. This is William. I don't remember this actor's name. But as they walk, notice how she doesn't lean into him. But notice how he leans into her as they walk.
I'm sorry I left you.
You didn't.
If I'd have thought you were alive, I would have come for you.
She's going to say, we were children, William, and her head leans into him, but her body doesn't.
We were children, William. You're here now.
If I had to guess, and totally just speculation, I think she was attracted to Mr. Chris, And this guy was, was the fallback. This is Winter's War, and this is his wife. And notice the space. Space. This man is very thin, and so is this woman. This is a lot of space. And the space is kept.
It was my mother.
Looks like a lot of space in here too.
Meet me in the courtyard.
See how she moves her face for us so we can get an idea of where her spine is? There's a lot of space in between them. This is Spanglish. And it is the only other movie I have of any kind of love story. These two, Adam Sandler and actress Paz Vega, Pazvega, have very good chemistry between them. But they both lean into each other.
And all of that, and you're you. I mean,
Has the awkward, can't look you in the face because I'm saying things that might embarrass me look. I had to rewind this forever. Oh, I hate this program. Watch this shoulder, and of course he leans in too. Watch how this one leans in. And leaned in. Better chemistry. Anyways, this is a screenplay. People who have chemistry. And the chemistry that they keep talking about on TV is when you can really see that these people really would do this with each other, even in the dark, without the cameras on. Is it really acting? Or are they just working, are they acting out their fantasies? I mean, think about it. Anyways, these are some of the tells that we can pick out of Hollywood. People can't hide. I mean, you'd have to have split personalities to sit there and pull off some of the things that people think actors and actresses can pull off. There was for instance, Denzel Washington. He plays a really, if you've ever seen him in Training Day, apart from, only thing I think of is time is on my side. Yes, it is. I don't remember the name of that movie, but it's got Denzel Washington in it. You look at the differences in the two acting types. A real thug in Training Day, and then a real go-getter detective in the demon thingy movie. Then it wasn't until later that I found out that Denzel Washington had a very thuggish behavior outside of work. And then he went back to church. But there for a little while, he was a thug, and that's why he was so at home and playing that role. This is just a tail grabber. Something fun to do. Sharpen your skills. Look for what you don't really need to see. Look for what you don't really think that others can see. Anyways, if you like the content, please subscribe. And if you liked it, please like it. Thanks for watching.